I don't know what's going on here in Babylon, but I don't know what this is about. Big gathering here. I don't know what this is about. I'm trying to sign a petition to stop something. I don't know what. I have no idea what this is about. I don't know what they're talking about here. Yeah, I don't know what this is about. There's some kind of sign here. I don't know what's going on exactly. The train's coming in like a few minutes here, so I don't know what this is about. What that sign says. Stop the what? What does that sign say?
Make sure that we tell everyone in New York State, Babylon is not the place for this.
What channel 12 is here? Stop the
MTA. All the
MTA.
residents that are coming out to fight for your communities. Give yourselves a hand, please. Again, this comes down to one thing and one thing only: local control. Something that we've been talking about in the state for a very long time. New York State implemented this law during this year's budget that they can supersede any local municipal law with any state-owned property. In other words, if they own this spot of land and the Village of Babylon says, well, you cannot put housing here, guess what? New York State can do whatever they want. This is why we have local elected leaders here within the village, the town, and the county. And this is why we have said for the past 2 years, it's about local control, not local control. Thank you, everybody.
And our wonderful town supervisor is Supervisor Rich Schaefer.
Let me make something very clear on behalf of my colleagues on the town board. Councilman Terry McSweeney, who's a Babylon Village resident. I live on Village Line Road, but on the North Babylon side.
Oh my
But I
God.
enjoy the beauty of the Village of Babylon and all the services that we get on Village Line Road. But in all seriousness, though, let me make something very clear. I'm the chairman also of the Suffolk County Supervisors Association. That is the 10 town supervisors, Republicans and Democrats, who meet regularly. And 2 years ago, we issued a joint statement, all 10 of us, that adamantly opposed any effort to take local control away from any of our towns. Back when the Pilgrims came here and the Mayflower Compact was signed, it was about local control. And that has always been the basis for what we do here, not just in the town of Babylon or the village of Babylon, but any local government that makes up New York State. And I can guarantee to you that the town board unanimously stands behind the village of Babylon, and we will provide whatever resources are necessary to make sure that this never happens here or anywhere else in the town of Babylon. And I can tell you that
I think they're
if
talking
there's
about
anyone
affordable
who's
housing.
going to be able to get this done is your Mayor, Mary Adams, because I will tell you that when she comes to a meeting, she knows how to fight on behalf of her village residents. And I can tell you that her and Frank and Anthony and Dom and Kathy have our full support from the Babylon Town Board. Let's make sure that this never, ever happens.
don't know what they're talking about.
And last but certainly not least, before we get to our planning and zoning boards, our wonderful presiding officer of Suffolk County, Kevin McCaffrey.
Thank you, Mary. And it really is great to see everybody come out for such an important issue here. If you remember 2 years ago, the governor tried to put in her budget changes in the law that would allow the governor to take over, or the state to take over your zoning control and put up housing in any area that they wanted that fit that law. With a bipartisan effort, along with one of the loudest
these are the
voices
very
of
people
Joseph
that they don't
Weiser
want
and
me living
Safer that stood up with
They don't
us
want housing for
and
people like me
said
here.
we are not going to allow that to happen. And because of that pressure, because of outpouring of opposition like we see here today, the governor took that out of her budget. We're proud to stand up here again when they try and do other things, to try and look at every state-owned property to look to see where they can put housing. We are going to stand up just as adamantly as we did then. We are standing here today to say, no, this belongs in the hands of your local elected officials. I was a member of the Lyndhurst Village Board for almost 24 years before I joined the county legislature. And one of the most important roles that I did, and as the supervisor will tell you, and your mayor will tell you, and your village board, is that the most important thing that we can do is control the zoning. That is how your village is going to look. The character of your neighborhood.
Keep the people of
You've
color
gone
out.
above and beyond here in town, in the village of Babylon, to make sure
all
that
racist.
you have a mix
It's unbelievable.
of housing. You have the multifamily housing that the governor is saying you should have. You already have it. You don't need it. You have done everything that you should be doing. This village is a wonderful place. It's a great place, not only because of what your village board has done, but the people in the village of Babylon who are coming out here today to say our faith is in our village board. They should control the zoning. So on behalf of County Executive Ed Romaine and the entire Suffolk County Legislature, we stand with you. Thank you very much.
You know, we're very fortunate in this village to have such a great planning and zoning board, and they spend so much time making sure and going over in detail all the projects that come before them. Some that are great and some they turn away. So at this point, I'd like to ask anyone from our planning board, is Jim, chairman of our planning board, if you'd like to come up. We also have Bruce Zappia, chief experience from our planning board, Sean Goodwin.
Like has been said today, local control. Now, the planning board is the first line of defense. We have a code that sets. The code of Babylon Village protects the village. That's why we need local control. If you look around, I think we're doing a very good job. Great place to live, wonderful neighbors. This is local control. That's the issue. Thank you.
Now our zoning board chairman is here. Would you like to? Bruce Humanick, everyone.
You know, several months ago when the mayor first told me about this study, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was an April Fool joke. Because I couldn't imagine an agency like the MTA that's $16 billion in debt and can't operate the system was going to do a study that nobody was ever going to use. So I just beyond me. That's the reason. That's the reason. But I'll just echo what you've already heard. There's a number of projects that have been approved over the past year, probably more projects than we've seen in the last 20 years. That are going to add a number of single one-room rental units to downtown, within 1,000 or 1,500 feet of the railroad station. So there's going to be more opportunities for people to use those. I think that's all we need to do. And I'll just finish by saying it was 130 years ago that the people in this village, it wasn't a village at that time, decided, we were under the aegis of the town of Huntington, decided that they wanted to control their own destiny. And they formed the village of Babylon under that want. And that desire still continues today. And I will say that with your help and with the help of all these people around us, we're going to continue that quest going forward. So I thank you for your help.
We are very fortunate to have all our elected officials here today. We thank them for their support of this place we call Mayberry, the community that comes together to assist each other in times of need, to celebrate the achievements of each other, our community, and of course our children. We are proud to live in this bubble of Babylon Village, and for many reasons. Every day, I can assure you that myself and our Board of Trustees work very hard to make sure our bubble stays as it is. We
Exactly,
keep pushing that
keeping
pin from
people act
bursting the
like me
bubble
out.
away every day, and I want to thank the village board for that as well. Thank you.
Is this 2024? Is this really
Going
happening?
forward, and before we answer, if you do have any questions, a Babylon Village Railroad Housing Forum social media page has been set up on the Facebook platform. As well, there is a petition on the change.org and on the Village of Babylon Facebook page, the official page, that you can certainly sign, and please look to that Facebook page for updates on the railroad as well. If you have not signed up for any of our e-blasts at Village Hall, please do so, okay? Because we do send out notifications. It's villageofbabylonny.gov. Sign up right on the front page and you'll receive emails as well. At this time, I would like to open up to see if anyone has any questions for any of us. Yes.
Did the MTA initiate this study, or is there an interest in contractor?
No, the MTA initiated the study. Yes. No, I'm not really concerned with Lindenhurst or anywhere else. I'm concerned with here, sir.
And across the street, not right in
Yes,
front of
sir.
The MTA was created by the legislature to facilitate and encourage mass transit. This lot is currently being used for ridership parking. Where does the MTA get the jurisdiction to take ridership parking that's intended for that purpose to then conduct a residential housing study? I don't see where they even get the jurisdiction to do
The
that. Why are we
property
not
is state
challenging
owned.
Just to explain quick, obviously the MTA is a part of New York State.
Correct.
New York State owns the property technically. So with the, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. MTA, part of the state, state owns the property. Everybody good? Okay, just want to make sure everybody heard me. With the current law that was in place in this year's budget, the state again supersedes any local zoning law. So in other words, the property you're standing on is state property. The state, New York State, can conduct a feasibility study through the MTA to see if they can put housing here. If they decide to, with New York State's laws in place currently, they will supersede Village of Babylon laws. What about, well, the parking space is the parking lot. So they could take this over technically and supersede any, and that can happen in the Village of Babylon, it can happen in the town of Oyster Bay, that can happen anywhere. Any local municipality gets superseded by New York State with the current law in place.
So she could use the MTA, even though the MTA was not created for that purpose.
Correct.
Hochul could just come in and use them, and even though they're not
Correct,
supposed to
because
be doing.
yes, it's run by the MTA, but the state owns it. I'm sorry, ma'am? Elections matter. There we do. November 5th, everybody remember the vote.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what other property in this immediate area is owned by the state? What about the lot there? There's a lot over here that's up for sale for 1.1. Who owns that?
That is privately owned.
It's privately
That's
owned?
privately
And
owned.
they could sell that to a complex?
No, the village board put into effect a code recently that says the municipal lots in the downtown in the village have to remain as parking lots. They cannot be built on.
Who owns the north side of this lot?
A part of the village does, and some of it's owned by MTA.
And the one that's down west here?
That is a privately owned lot. Any other questions, Mary?
Just in reference to this man's question about other towns and villages that have, they are all across the street, they're not right on top of the train station.
Thank you, Mary. Yes, sir? I'm sorry, sir, I can't hear you.
Come on up.
The railroad's going.
If this abomination does come to pass, who's going to be responsible for paying? Paying the school taxes, paying the property taxes, paying the water, the electric, and everything else. Obviously not going to be low-income people. Because the school tax is probably going to equate to somewhere close to $200,000.
Well, right, and a good, yes. Right now, we just have the feasibility study that we're concerned about. So let's see where that goes first. Yes, sir.
I got something to say.
Sir, did you have a question for us?
No, but in general, yes.
Okay.
What he was saying that everyone here is state-owned it. Not MTA owns you, state-owns it. It's going to affect your taxes. The increase, one way or the other, your taxes will go up. That's why we got to stand together and put a stop to this. There's a table over there. Sign the petition. Please sign it. But
Thank you.
This is going to become that Babylon Village Corporation. It's going to become Babylon City. It's going to be the slumlords again. We don't need this here.
Thank you, Mr. De La Rosa.
Mayor,
But you know we got my name. You're right.
Mayor,
Chief?
are you aware of what type of housing they have currently been putting up?
No. So right now, I'm only concerned with here and the feasibility study. Yes.
Mary, I'd just like to say one thing to everybody that's here and to you, this is the most democratic form of self-government. And for somebody to supersede the most democratic form of government that we have, our local communities, you're hearing our voice, I would like to tell Governor Hochul she's wrong.
Thank you. Any other questions? Mr. Curtin? Well, right now, like I said, we're just waiting on the feasibility study. The study might come back that it's not feasible. So at that point, but right now, that's what we're waiting on. Yes, sir.
Do we know the components of the feasibility study? What are they studying?
I believe there's probably traffic, probably density, how, the height requirements, all of that. That's, all I know.
Is that published someplace that we can read it?
I don't have anything as of yet. The study's just underway. Gilda?
Do they take into consideration the high school being right there?
They're going to be taking all of this
That
into.
makes me crazy. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Gilda. I still love you. Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm going to have a different kind of point of view here, right? I think we need a lot more affordable housing on Long Island, all right? I don't think the state should come in and say, do whatever they want. But, I have a mental disability. I live in a really crappy apartment. I would love to live in Babylon. But unfortunately, because I'm in supportive housing, there's no housing available. I think everybody has a right to, live in a nice area. And I just feel like there's a lot of forces that try to keep us out.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Rose?
Yeah, well, I want to live in a better location. Yeah.
Rose?
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
I'm at the local paper. I've been doing this story.
Okay.
I was wondering if I could have you.
Yeah, sure.
We don't know anything.
My name is John
that feasibility
Michno,
study. We don't know what's going to
M-I-C-H-N-O.
be in it at all. All we know is from what we were told.
I have a
is
mental
that for
disability.
every
I'm in a
parking
supportive
space they
housing
take away,
program.
they have to replace.
Right now, where I live,
That's all we
I
know.
want to move out because I live in an apartment that faces a brick wall.
That's private.
In an area that's not a nice area.
I don't know.
Unfortunately,
No,
there's a
we
lot
have
of
to
people
remake
that don't
a
want to build
parking lot.
affordable housing.
But at this point, we're just
And I
waiting
feel
on
like
the
they're trying to
studies.
keep affordable housing out. It's not right.
And that means you.
that means
You have to come up.
because New Jersey has a law that basically says any new housing they build, every municipality in New Jersey, this is what they're against here, but I think that every municipality, including Babylon Village, should be required to have 30% of all new housing built affordable housing. 10%, it should be 30%. Thank you. Yeah, so there you go.
My son has a disability.
Yeah.
And he can't take care of himself.
Yeah.
Right? I
Yeah.
take care of him.
Yeah.
I walk through this town, and it's a disaster trying to cross the streets here. So you don't live here. You have no idea what it's like.
Oh, I know that there. I know it is a disaster. I know they don't stop there.
I know I can't let him walk by himself. So
Yeah.
there you go. So there you go.
Well, I don't see how that's going to cause.
Yes, and that's why, so we put a petition, where the petition circulating now.
There you go.
He's voting there and signing.
At least I gave him a piece of my mind, so I got to get out of here. No, there isn't one person of color here. Not one person. We know exactly what's going on here. All right. This guy's blocking the view now. See, this is what I mean.
I don't care about you. I hate this fucking town with a passion.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep out the. You know what it is? Look at every person here. What do they all have in common? They're all white. This is about keeping people who aren't white out of this town. Here we are in 2024.
No, it's about the rich.
Well, that too.
It's mostly about the rich.
Yep, it is. Well, I'm somebody who definitely talks about this kind of crap. This is what I do. Because they're trying to get us off Long Island. These rich people, trying to put us in New Jersey. That's just exactly where I'm going to wind up. So stuff like that. I mean, you heard the mayor. She said this is our little bubble, our little enclave. Everything I've been saying about the South Shore was just confirmed. Just confirmed. So, yeah, they only want to be with their own kind. They're racists. They don't want affordable housing. They're like, well, no, we don't want yeah, but we know push comes to shove. They don't want to have affordable housing. And, yeah, we don't want people with mental disabilities. Other women's like, oh, my son is disabled. Yeah, but you got money. What about people with disabilities who don't have money? Well, I guess they're just stuck in an apartment with a brick wall view, right? Like me, right? In a neighborhood that's in decline. Yeah. This is the kind of reason. This is exactly why. Boy, that was a real knockout from the plan today, wasn't it? Sure was. I don't even want to be on the South Shore. These people are so full of hate. This is just disgusting. That's why they support Donald Trump. That's why he's so popular down here. Just disgusting. Horrible. There you go. Very, very upsetting. I was glad I was here to see that. So that's going to be it for this video, but I'm sure this is really showing what goes on. You're not going to hear about this kind of stuff anywhere else. You know, they didn't obviously like me filming it. You know, they didn't. You can clearly see. Look, I can't stand Hochul either, but, you know, they're MAGA. They're all MAGA here. Disgusting. So much hate. So much hate. Why do people choose to hate instead of love? That's it.